All right. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy and I'm back yet again with another video. I hope that you guys are doing well and amazing and being safe. All right, a lot going on, but we're here. Live Narc Free is here, Joy. All right. So, you guys, I did just want to answer some questions that I did get. And again, shout out to all of my subscribers, my supporters, those of you that leave me comments on my videos and likes and great feedback. I appreciate you guys always. All right, so I'm just going to get right into the video. I have a few questions that I want to answer, and then I'm going to let you guys go. That's basically going to be the video. And I did want to let you guys know that my new course called Empath Survival Guide, Dating After Narcissistic Abuse is coming out. And real quick, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to be doing 2 webinars, one on Wednesday and one on Thursday. So I will keep you guys posted. And if any of you guys would like to learn more about that, make sure that you do sign up for that webinar. I'm basically just going to be giving you guys more information, what's going to be in the course and how it can help you and benefit your life and others. All right. So the video today, you guys, we're going to be talking about dating and relationships. So the first question that was asked, and you guys let me know your feedback, what you guys think on this topic as well. Let me move this a little bit. There we go. Okay, I hope y'all can see me good. Okay, yeah. Okay, so why are people able to give their body away so easily? And when should we stop? When should we ask someone new about their body count? Now, this is something that is super important, especially in dating and relationships, and also after dealing with narcissistic abuse. But so in regards to the question as to why people give their body away so easily is because, unfortunately, today's day and age, I guess a lot of people just they don't put emphasis on, that they're giving their body away, or when it comes to sex, maybe some people are just more promiscuous or a little bit more open and maybe more carefree. Maybe some people could just be focusing more on their needs and their wants and what feels good to them, what's best for them, and kind of just looking out for themselves, which I do understand. Let's just be honest, sex feels amazing, right? And we can all agree to that, but it's just maybe some people may not have standards. They may not have values and morals when it comes to that specific area. And they may just, again, be focused more on what they want, what they need at that point in time, and how it's going to make them feel. And so they could disregard maybe how that's going to make them look, because sometimes, and not all, this is just a perspective of mine, is like, maybe let's say if you're dating and maybe you tell a person your body count, maybe they could look at you differently, or maybe they could think like, oh, well, are they going to be loyal to me? Or, maybe they're kind of fast, or, maybe they've been out there, so you may get judged. And even on the flip side, if you may have not had that many sexual interactions and encounters, maybe people could feel like, oh, well, maybe they don't have as much experience, and maybe a person may feel like, oh, I have to teach this person a lot. Or it could also be, a person's how they grew and how they were raised. Their parents may say, hey, you're not able to have sex unless you're this certain age, or you're at this certain point in your life. Now, I can tell you guys, my aunt, she actually told me, and I probably did not share this with you guys, but when I had moved in with her, I was like age 17. She told me that I wasn't allowed to have sex. And she told me that if I got pregnant, that I would have to leave. Now, I don't even know if I shared that with you guys, but that's what she told me. Now, some people can have different opinions about that. Me personally, I can kind of understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, it's like, hey, what if you meet someone and you wanted to have a family with them? That person is telling you, if you have that family with that person, you got to move out. So it could go either way. But anyway, but in terms of, asking someone new about their body count, because I know that probably is a touchy subject, because it's personable, it's kind of intimate. and I would say maybe you can ask them maybe within maybe 3 to 4 weeks to a month, I would say. I mean, because if you just kind of come right off the bat, it's just like, oh, what are you trying to say? It could kind of come off as like, well, why are you asking me? And then the other thing I was going to tell you guys is, although, yes, you do want to ask the person that you're dating questions, but ask them if there are any questions that, you don't want me to ask, or say how many questions is comfortable for you. Like, and I just say that because you don't want to come off as being a detector or like an investigator, you know what I mean? But you do want to get to know that person. You can tell them like, hey, I'm the type of person, I want to get to know you. I want to know more about you. And if they are the right person, they should want to be asking you questions as well, right? So I do hope that answers the question and makes sense. So the next question, I actually wanted to kind of get some support with the google.com, or just kind of give you guys more details and more, words on it. So we're going to be, the other question was learning to respond and not react in life. And I think this is super important because if you are a sensitive person, empathic type of individual, or I don't know if I said introverted or introverted, is that a word? Yeah, I think it is. Or if you're just a person that you could be like an HSP or whatever, you may react, right, without thinking, or an empath. But yeah, you may react and it may not always be in a positive way. So learning how to respond and not to react is super important. And also to, dealing with a toxic person, narcissists or other people that have personality disorders. These are the type of individuals that are going to want to prompt, or they are going to want to invoke, a negative reaction out of you. So being able to handle that is super crucial and important, especially if you want to remain sane and if you want to have a little bit more control and manage your emotions, right? I think that this is super important. Now, what I have learned, because, hey, I'm human, people react, and I've gotten better with this with practice, right? But in regards to responding, right, means that you have your plan. You have your plan, and whoever is trying to make you react has their plan. So I think what's helpful is remembering your plan and not falling trapped to that other individual's plan, because that toxic person wants you to react in a negative way where you lose your cool, you lose your calm, and you're out of control emotionally. They want you to yell or scream or cry or get sad or, do something that you normally wouldn't do. Right. So you have to remember, if you're dealing with someone that's toxic, you want to respond, but not react. Maybe you can respond with a question, or maybe you could respond with a nudge, like something like that. Do something simple, or maybe you could think of what they said and then respond accordingly. You know what I mean? But you don't want to just do something that would get you in trouble or that would make them play the victim, right? So you may want to ask them like, hey, well, what exactly do you mean? Or something like that. Or I wanted to look something else up for you guys, so to practice a thoughtful response and avoid a hasty reaction. So I'm on here on Google. So if you guys want to, I'm going to read it here. So it says train and plan, right? So those are thoughtful responses. So kind of like what I was saying, like think about like your response in your mind, right? And then get perspective, right? So understand where this person is coming from, mindfulness, right? So it'd be good if you looked at it from like a third party's perspective, right? And again, managing emotions, right? And pause and breathe. That's the other thing. You do want to make sure that you're calm and relaxed and you breathe. And it would be good to think about what would be the best next step or course of action, right? And then consider the consequences of your choices. So let's say, for instance, I'll give you guys an example. Like if you're dealing with a toxic parent and they may say something to upset you or hurt you. Some of us, we may like cry, or we may scream and yell at them, right? So instead of doing that, maybe you can say, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, or, I really don't think that, I don't agree with that, or, well, maybe let's agree to disagree. Or you can ask them questions about what exactly it is that they're talking about, because you have a lot of times where, and I'm going to make a video about this, but you have parents that are bullies, right? Or they're just trying to take out their frustrations and anger on the closest target. And hey, Gary, how's it going? Give this video a like, you guys. But let me know what you guys think in regards to learning how to respond and not react in life. What do you guys think on that? Has that happened to you in life? And what was you guys' response? Or let's just say, like, when it comes to certain topics, let's say, I know this is going to be kind of explicit, but let's just say if somebody calls you a bad word, like somebody calls you out your name, how do you react? And thank y'all for the like. How do you react when someone calls you out of your name? There's many different reactions. Again, some people can try to curse that person out. Some people can scream at them. They can yell at them. They can call them back a name, but let's think about it. Is that going to be helpful to the situation? Is that benefiting anybody? You're only giving that person that called you that name, you're giving them that reaction that they wanted, which is for you to lose your cool, for you to come out of character, for you to flip out, but you on the other side, you want to, again, ask questions, remain calm, keep your cool, consider the different outcomes, consider the consequences of your actions. And then, you can kind of respond accordingly in a cool, in a calm and relaxed way. Even if you want to go crazy, even if you want to just be like, oh God, like why? You can do that at a later time. But when it comes to dealing with this individual, this toxic person, just try to be as calm, as gentle, and as courteous as you can, because you guys got to think about it. That shows a sign of emotional strength, and that you can control yourself. And, that's going to, excuse my language, that's going to piss that person off even more. And they're going to go crazy. So you can actually kind of show that person is the one with the problem and not you, by you not reacting. You guys get me? So I hope that was helpful. But, and Gary, you said no response is the best response. Yeah, you can do that too. You can actually ignore them if you want. You don't even have to, you can pretend that they didn't say anything at all. That works as well. But for some people, this could be like in a job situation, or this could be whether like dating and relationships, or this could be like with parents. Sometimes you could walk out. If you're just like, hey, I don't want to respond to this person, you could just leave the house, go for a walk, or go for a drive in the car, or go walk the dog or whatever, or go get something to eat. You could do that. But then the thing about it is a toxic person will be persistent. They want to get that reaction, because a lot of toxic people are emotional vampires, right? And so they want that reaction from you. But Gary, you said toxic people will most of the time just try to bait you. Yeah, they will, especially if they're an aggressive person who likes to argue and fight. Yeah, most toxic people like to argue and fight, and they like the chaos, they like the drama, they like the confusion, and they like the tension. They like that. That's how they live. And I blame TV too. I'm not gonna lie. You guys can tell me what you think. I blame certain TV shows that, kind of rewards that, and that puts it on blast, the reality TV, with people, or the cat fights and the arguments and back and forths. And I blame all of that, because a lot of times people like to mimic that in their own lives, and they like to have their own drama, because it's entertainment for some people, right? It's totally entertainment. And hi, Cheryl. But yes, you guys. So I hope that answers the question, right? All right. So the next topic, you guys, I'm gonna be answering how to handle the anniversary of the narcissist discard. So whether you discarded the narcissist or they discarded you, right? This could be a quote unquote final discard, although I do believe that narcissists will come back regardless. But sometimes the final discard, it could be a long, long time before you hear from this person. This can be even years before you hear from this narcissist, right? So how to handle the anniversary. Now, for me, I know how I handled it. It was a memory for me because I know I'll never forget this. This was March of 2014 was when I finally went no contact with the narcissist. So this was like years ago, but I do remember, going forward the anniversaries that would come up, and I would feel kind of sad about it. I would feel kind of like I wasted my time and like kind of regretful and remorseful. But as I started to heal and work through my recovery process, I had to understand that who I was dealing with was not, of course, wasn't the one, but they wasn't capable of change. And I definitely, of course, connected with my friends and the people that I knew loved me and cared about me, right? And I just wrote, of course, I like journaled and all that kind of stuff. And I wrote about like the good things about myself, my good qualities, and the things that made me me. And I just indulged in my life. I started to just focus on what made me happy and my hobbies and the things that I could like, how I could express myself creatively. Does that make sense? Right. So that's how I would handle it. But I will tell you guys this, you may have flashbacks for sure. You may feel a lot of anger too, so during this anniversary time, you do want to indulge in self-care. You do want to have self-care, and you want to continue that no contact, and you want to protect yourself. And you also want to self-soothe yourself, which is a part of that healing and recovery, after dealing with the narcissist. So, but the other thing is how you want to handle it is you don't want to try to, and it's common because trust me, I've been there, I've done it. Don't look on their social media because it's like a habit. It's almost like in an addiction as well, because we want to keep up with the narcissist. And one of the things that I realized that I was doing, I was actually hurting myself by keeping up with the narcissist, by seeing like what he was doing, because I had to understand too, this is another way you can handle the anniversary is this person used to represent love, but now I had to switch my mindset in that they represented hurt and pain and agony and trauma. I had to realize that. I had to make that shift, right? And Gary, you said that's true. Mine is on her second person since me. The cycle never ends with the toxic person, right? Yeah. These toxic people, you guys, they're not changing. I mean, if they're an adult and they've been living their life as you've met them and you see that it's not right for you, it's harmful, it's unhealthy, they're not going to change because of you. I'm a living witness. I'm proof that they don't change. They don't. And the only slightest chance that they would ever change is if something were to happen to them, maybe like if their health declined or something like that, right? But they will actually revert back to their old self. So you can't coerce or persuade this person into changing. It's not possible. And the thing is, they have to be the ones to do it. It's not, you can't be like, oh, like, I see your potential. I'm understanding. I know that you can be a better person than this. You can be so great. You can be a better girl or a better guy. Like, no, they have to see it. It doesn't matter how much you want to love on them and care for them and you see the good in them. They got to see it. And a lot of times these toxic people, they don't even see it within themselves. So it's like, you're wasting your time, So this anniversary, you may want to sometimes it's good to self-reflect too during the anniversary of the discard. And you may want to just kind of sit with yourself and be like, okay, well, why was I attracted to this person? Why did I stay so long? And not blaming yourself or anything, but just kind of, just asking yourself these questions so that way, to bring it up to the surface, so that way you can work through those traumas and challenges and obstacles that kept you binded to that individual. You know what I mean? But you, like I said, you want to take care of yourself. You want to make yourself a priority, not just with the anniversary of the discard, but just all of the time, right? So, but yeah, understand you're gonna have emotions, you're gonna have feelings. It's normal. You, like I said, you're gonna have those flashbacks, and you may even have thoughts that come up in your head, like your inner critic. And like I said, I'm going to be making a video about that. And that's going to be like, oh, I need to contact them, and I did something wrong. Maybe they wasn't so bad. You may have those thoughts too, but understand you have to work through that and correct those thoughts, because your mind, your ego can trick you. It can trick you into thinking like, oh, they wasn't so bad after all. They only told me I was ugly like once or twice, but the other times we went out and we traveled and, they bought me things for my birthday. You know what I mean? So it's like those type of things. So I hope that was helpful. I'm trying to think of what else helped me from dealing with the narcissist discard anniversary. But yeah, talking to the people that, like I said, cared about me and supported me, and just educating myself on narcissistic abuse helped me with the discard. And also understanding that although this narcissist was with another person, they was going to get that same mistreatment like how I did, but probably even worse. That's another way how I handled that. And understanding that I was worthy of a good relationship. I deserved great. I deserved the best. And that person wasn't providing that to me. So it is what it is. It's their loss, so changing your perspective. All right. So I hope that was helpful, you guys. Let me know. But it's funny though. I even had the anniversary of the discard of my aunt as well. So I had to deal with that. And that was hurtful too. Super hurtful. And you may have to grieve on the anniversary, of the discard, or like I said, but you guys get what I'm saying. All right. So the next question is why you should never let the narc rebound relationship bother you. Oh my God, you guys, this is like so crazy. So if you've been following me for a while, you guys know that I made the post or the video where I talked about the narcissist has a new girlfriend, a new supply. That video got a lot of views, a lot of comments, and I had no idea back when I first started my channel that it was going to be like that. And I'm just super grateful. But the reason why you shouldn't let the narcissist rebound relationship bother you is because the narcissist is doing it for their own selfish reasons. They're killing two birds with one stone. So they're hurting you, and then they're love bombing that new supply. They are hoping that you're watching, which a lot of us are, and they want you to contact them. They want you to reach out to them so they can get you back into that new supply, into that toxic cycle of abuse. And, but the thing is that relationship isn't going to last. That relationship is not going to last. Now, I know that I did make a video talking about where the narcissist can be with that new supply for years, but that doesn't mean that they're going to stay together, and that mask isn't going to come down. So it's going to come down. It's going to come down. Trust and believe. I don't recommend waiting to see when it does come down, or trying to see when the narcissist is going to get their karma, because trust me, they're going to get their karma. Trust and believe. But yeah, they're just, a lot of the times the narcissist is just doing it to hurt you, doing it to get back at you. You gave this narcissist a narc injury. You have bruised their fragile ego, and now they are out to get you. They're out for revenge, because in their mind, you should have listened. You should have complied. They're right. And I'm speaking from the narcissist's perspective. They're right and we're wrong, and that's just how the narcissist thinks. And they feel like they've lost control over you. And so now they want to get you back. right? They're desperate at this point, you know? And Gary said they don't want love. They just want validation. Correct. It's just a show for views. Exactly. Absolutely. And sometimes the new supply, they have no clue. Some of them have no idea that they're being used to make somebody else jealous. Now, others of them, they may know, and they're just going along with it. They may think like, oh, I'm an exception. The narcissist is not going to, hurt me, or they love me, they care about me, they've showed me off to their family and friends. We went on vacations, I'm spoiled, I get everything that I want, that type of thing. And sooner or later, they will see. And some people may even ask, well, should I try to warn this person? I don't recommend it because I'm going to tell you guys, because they won't listen anyway. And I can laugh now, but years ago, I couldn't do this. But someone actually tried to warn me about the narcissist. But the only thing was that she didn't give me the information that I needed so that way I can make an informed decision. So I don't know if any of you guys know that I shared the story where the narcissist they're interesting. Like, they have a big network of people and they can like put you in connections with different folks. But anyway, so the narcissist, he was a music producer and he had connected me with different music producers, singer-songwriters. And so anyway, he connected me with this singer, and we actually did a collaboration with each other. And it was like super cool. By the way, this was years ago. So I had heard that the narcissist went to go and visit her in New York, whatever. And by the way, you guys, before she had her experience, she was telling me like, oh yeah, you should listen to the narcissist, like, follow after his footsteps. He's a good mentor for you, blah, blah, blah. So whatever situation that happened between the two, I guess she made up in her mind that she was no longer going to have contact with the narcissist. I had always kept in contact with her because I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, she's a singer-songwriter. I always admire that. I think that's amazing. And so I reached out to her, you guys. I'll never forget this. This was the spring. I think it was 2012, I believe. I think it was 2012. It was the summer. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, how's it going? Da, 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 da. That type of thing. And she was like, hey, can I call you? I was like, yeah, sure. So she calls me and she's like, hey, Joy, like, it's nothing against you. But she's like, if you have contact with the narcissist, I can't have anything to do with you. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she was like, it's none of your concern. She basically said like they had a situation, something that went down, but she didn't want to go into details, but she just told me to be careful, to watch out, and that she wasn't going to have any contact with me if I had contact with the narcissist. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, well, what the heck happened, but by that time, I had already built a relationship with this narcissist, so it's like, if somebody comes to you and say, hey, don't have contact with your friend, you're not going to like stop talking to them. You're going to want to know why, right? So that was that type of scenario. So I don't know. I just kind of felt like if she would have provided me more information, that would have been great and helpful for me. But I probably still wouldn't have left because the bond and the relationship that I have built was kind of strong and the addiction was there. So, and that's something that I can admit that did happen. And I just wanted to share with you guys really quickly before we go on to the next question. So do you guys remember the video that I did? I forget, what was I talking about? I think I had the pink shirt on and it was like this image right here on my shirt. I'm trying to remember. Was I talking about, actually, let me pull it up on my phone real quick because I want to make sure. But I was basically talking about how I met the narcissist, right? So the narcissist, he actually lied and told me that he was single, you guys. He told me that he was single, but he was actually in a relationship. And that's something that I've never shared with you guys before. But if I go back to, so it was how the narcissist can put us into toxic situations, triangulation with toxic family members, that one. So that was the big thing, a red flag that I should have watched out for. But again, I was young, naive. Like I said, I was like 21 at the time, so I had no clue. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I know that I do talk about the narcissist a lot, but I just wanted to show you how toxic they can be and put us in the situations where we may not be able to make an informed decision. But because you have built a relationship and built a bond with that individual, it can be hard to get out. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, so yeah, but you definitely should not let the narc rebound bother you, because it's not going to last. And that person is just their new victim. You got out. You dodged a bullet. And I know it doesn't feel like that. I know you're probably hurting. I know. But trust me, it's going to get better. It will. Trust and believe. And you may be addicted to the drama. You may be addicted to their false self, their false image. And I just want to tell you, it's not real. It's not. So I hope that can help. And Gary, you said, I think they always have someone still lurking in the background. Yes, they do. They have to have multiple people at all times. Now, when it comes to dating, I get the perspective when it's like, okay, have your options. Because, hey, if a person wants to do that, cool. Because, you know, in this dating age, and I'm going to be talking about this in the course, you have to, everybody's different. You got different personalities, and you want to make sure that you can pick a good person for you, right? And people can, their feelings, emotions can switch like with a drop of a dime. So having options, I feel for certain people may be a good idea, because maybe it's like, hey, they're searching for what they like. They're trying to see what's out there. I get that. But let people know, tell people, you know, I'm talking to multiple people, and you can decide what you want to do from there. But don't lie and say like, oh, I'm single, I'm not in a relationship, when you are. Or don't say that, you know, you're single and you're married. Come on. Or don't say you don't have kids and you have like 3 baby mamas or baby dads, you know, like, so yeah, just be honest with people. But anyway, but no, the narcissists, they always have to have multiple people, multiple supplies, just lurking around, just in case if one is not going to work out. But, and this is the other thing that I've never shared with you guys. The narcissist knows that the relationship with you is not going to work out. They already know. They know that it's not going to work out. So that's why they have other people in the background just waiting, just waiting for an opportunity to be that new supply, or they don't know, but to be that new victim. They don't know that they're about to be a new victim. So yeah, because the narcissist is always love bombing, and they have that harem of people. They have those flying monkeys. They have the agents just lurking. All right. And Gucci, you said, hi Gucci, you said, do they let go if you are in no contact? No, they may let go for a moment, but they never ever let you go. I mean, and I've shared this story last year. I saw on my LinkedIn page, I'm sure you guys have heard, that the narcissist that I dealt with, he actually looked on my LinkedIn page, and I literally had no contact with him for years, like years. Like I said, the last time I was in contact with the narcissist was 2014, you guys, 2014. And he somehow found my page on LinkedIn. They don't let go. And I'm sure he's probably going to do some sort of Hoover something. I don't know. He could be watching now. I don't care. But that's just what it is. But no, they don't let you go. But we have to let them go, because we know our worth and we know that they're not going to change. All right. All right. So the last question, and thank y'all for tuning in. So, the question is how we are proof, or just a comment, how we're proof that relationships can't work with toxic people. So now everybody has their own flaws and things that they're working on, improving. But let's just say you're a normal, decent, genuine person, right? You know, and somehow you have gotten intertwined with a toxic person. Yeah, like that's proof that relationships with toxic people can't work. Like I said, we can't change these people. There's nothing that we can do differently, but besides leaving this person, besides going no contact and ignoring them and blocking them, that might not even make them change. But that's not our problem. That's not our problem. Our only concern should be ourselves. and our children and our family, the people that we love and care about, or just even ourselves. We should make ourselves a priority, and not in a narcissistic way. Never, ever. I'm just saying that, we should make self-care number one. We should learn to love on ourselves so that way we can be ready and prepared to be with the person that we're meant to be with. Does that make sense, you guys? But yeah, we're living proof that toxic people, you cannot fix a toxic person. You can't. And I know, I'm gonna be honest, like I used to be one of those type of people where I felt like, oh, I can change this person. I can make them better. I can make their behavior change. I can make, how they treat other people better, or their characteristics or whatever. I can do something to make a difference, but you can't. And that should free you up, though. That should free you up to work on yourself, right? So you guys, I hope that y'all like this video. Let me know. And Gary, you said sometimes too, they may leave us first to avoid opening up and possibly being hurt. Yeah, so it could be a situation where a person has gotten hurt so much that they don't want to feel that again. And I can completely understand, like being hurt sucks. It's like heartbreaking, it's sad, it's lonely, it's miserable, it's a lot of agony, pain, a lot of shame, regrets, all that, and who wants to feel that? You have gotten your heart broken once or twice, and it's like, you don't ever want to feel that again. So in order to avoid that feeling, you're just going to keep a lot of people at arm's length, or you're not going to open up emotionally. You're not going to be honest with them. You're not going to really share who you are as an individual with that person. It may be something like super surface level, like not even like deep, but it's like, why would you want to be with somebody like that? It's like, you don't even really know them. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? And hey, CJ, how you doing? Yeah, so, but that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that this was super helpful and insightful for you guys. So, yeah, I'm signing out. I'll see you guys next week. And like I said, be on the lookout for my course coming out, Empath Survival Guide to Dating After Narcissistic Abuse. If you are an empath, that course is for you. Even if you're not an empath, I think you should check it out because it's super helpful, especially in this dating game. People are crazy. So not everybody, but it's good to have that knowledge and wisdom, and it'll help you on your journey to healing and your journey to dating, because it's not so easy, right? You have to take it day by day, step by step, and educate yourself, right? And CJ, I didn't get your email. Can you email me again? Because I know you were talking about the reading, right? Yeah, send me an email. It's at livenarcfree9@gmail.com. But yes, you guys, take care. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at livenarcfree and Facebook at livenarcfree. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. And CJ, before I go, I will put my email here in the chat. Let me know if you get it or not. Let me see. But no, I really did enjoy this live, you guys. I really appreciate you guys for joining. It means a lot. So yeah, definitely email me, CJ. All right, you guys. Y'all have a good one. Be safe and take care. All right.